History class will never be normal. In 9th grade, I had this teacher named Mr. H, and get out. He didn't play around when it came to talking. Get out. He didn't play when it came to talking. Made that clear on day 0. I got 3 rules. When I talk, you don't. If you talk, get out and stay out. If you're on your phone, get out. Despite the rules being served on a silver platter, repeated also to the kids who weren't there to hear the first time, people chose to play devil's advocate. Also known as the children who never got whooped at home. Problem is, when they did, they failed to realize that he never argued with kids. Ever. Meaning it didn't matter how much attitude Bonquisha wanted to give. He'd clap back with 5 to 10 words max. Get out. Where am I supposed to go? The kid would say. That's not my problem. What? And you never hear from those people for the rest of the school day. Or you would, and see that they decided to camp outside of the classroom in hopes of being let back in. Of course not, you silly disobedient delinquent of a deaf child. You couldn't be a good noodle and save your voice for the lunch table where people like me probably find you annoying there too. Wow, Makai, you're talking kinda crazy. Said nobody. Well, I mean, I didn't talk. I listened to what he said and profited from the class because of it. Yay! Not so yay for the ones who needed to contact their parents during, and we're gonna go into a bit of a tangent here, Coach's cassette tape time. Cassette tape? What is this, 1970? No, worse. My high school. Every week, Coach will play ancient documentaries on historic events that have happened eons ago. I personally respect history a lot. As for my ability to stay conscious listening to it was kinda sorta not really okay, it was nearly non-existent. Powder, dust. However, I'm good noodle, not get out noodle, so I stayed awake by using vaulting poles to hold my eyelids open. Even those barely worked. Though most of the things Coach did to single individuals out during class were tell them to get out as he graciously helped direct them to the exit, he sometimes took the absolutely hilarious liberty of slamming his signature thick history books onto the humbly slumped kids' desks. No warning. In a classroom so silent that we heard a silent kid's fart. How does that happen? I don't know. But to come full circle from the tangent trip, when students had to contact their guardians or whomever was on the other line, Coach did have a system in place for that. The door. But not only the door, a write-up. Okay, the write-ups were a bit unnecessary, but to give a sliver of credit, the man's as old as my school. Please give my school a do-over. Anyway, I passed Coach's class with a full bar, and now it's do-over. Alright, do you include American history into the mix of history classes? Of course you do, lol. Why is that even a question? In 10th grade, I had an American history teacher named Mr. R who was bald, tall, and condescending in tone. This class was way more abnormal because I knew quite a lot of people in there, like 10 to be specific. If you didn't pick up on what I said just now, the people I hang with are all weird. All of them. My relationship with Mr. R was like the teacher who knows he's underpaid and rightfully complains about it, and the student who was awkwardly taller standing next to the average classmate and kept asking for apples every day. Yes, I had to include the fact that I'm tall. I don't care. Makai, what was abnormal about this class? Just told. I had a protein shake and I'm typing faster than my brain can read, so I need to get all my words out. But I already said what was abnormal. The people. For starters, let's talk about the kid who sat in front of me. I will not be giving them a name, of course. It will be an average class period full of whimsy and hysterics, and he would drop straight mustard gas. No warning, no nothing. And I had to wake up and smell the non-existent roses that were bestowed upon me with no consent. Mustard gas kills if you didn't know, which means that the whole class got to catch whiff of it too. Me being me, I could never let it slide. So I said in my group chat, gang, brother in front of me just farted and thought I wouldn't know. Was it me? Absolutely not. My nose hairs got assaulted weakling. You thought I'd have mercy? You've got the wrong guy, sorry. Yo, y'all smell that? Whoa! Not to mention, he'd play the oddest stuff on his computer. Well, stuff the school allowed you to look up if you pick up what I'm putting down. Don't get me started on my 2 friends T and D. See, at the beginning of the year, T was able to sit wherever he pleased, so long as he didn't act a fool. Call him Fool T. He got moved from here to here. Being neighbored by your teacher grants you the loss of all of your freedom. He couldn't even doze off in peace without Mr. R making him the class clown. It was so bad that whenever Fool T did manage to move back to where my friends and I were sitting, he got spawn camped immediately. Mr. R made him his seat buddy for the rest of the year. But setting aside Fool T, my stinky classmate with the kill count of 25, and D who sat beside me spouting the N-word in slow motion as if it was the funniest thing since MP3 fart sounds, along with the other kid who stared at me from across the classroom because he thought it was funny. I won't lie, I did it too. The absolute weirdest thing about this class was... Nah, it was still the kids. Well, that and Mr. R's concerning obsession with rubbing his head while laughing at his computer. And eating canned tuna.
Y'all want some?
Ugh. All in all, history class is a vital part of education. Without it and all of the quirks that some of the teachers come with, we'd all have a hard time learning from the past and shaping a better future in pursuit of not repeating the same mistakes over the decades. The most interesting historic figure to me is, I can't remember, but pretend I gave a well thought out example to prove my point earlier that I respect history a lot. Can't blame my lack of memorability though. I had a hard time keeping my eyes open.